watching the UFC fight last night, basically off of Facebook. They were posting every round right
Right,
after the round
right.
ended. So there's a lot of
Because they
sports.
already had the buys. Because they already had their million pay
Yeah,
per.
they
They
could have
already had
had
the million
more
buys.
though if they had those things stopped though, lead too. I mean, everybody there's
Yeah,
loopholes
it's
everywhere.
impossible with Facebook Live. It's impossible to stop people now.
I know.
I thought about this the other day. I was at a concert and had great seats. Like I was third row and up, right? I was eye level with the concert, and I was gonna do the douchey streaming live from the concert thing, and I got stopped because it is douchey. You know what? We paid for these. It's my concert. Why am I giving away a song or why am I giving away any of it? I get that people want to share it, but that's the reality. And boxing better get hip with it. I am surprised there isn't more. Like, how does Top Rank not have a channel on the internet like the UFC, the WWE,
Well,
like Major League
well,
Baseball? Why do they not have
Top Rank
boxing on?
does. Top Rank.
Tell me,
I'm
Top Rank
telling you,
should
dude.
have a complete. No, they should have a complete library that I can go and access and watch boxing. I'd pay $10 a month or $20 a month to go watch the tape library Top Rank. Wouldn't you?
I know PBC does. I know you go to the Premier Boxing Champions website. You can watch all of the fights that they've ever had. It's a pretty cool library, all HD. Yeah, that part of the PBC is very nice. They do have that. I
But
don't know
the
about
only
Top
thing
Rank.
Top Rank just has live streaming. And I'm looking at it right now. And their
Yes,
next live
yes, they
stream,
do have that.
they're going to
Yeah,
have Crawford versus Postal undercard on live stream. Big deal.
yeah, that's too
I mean,
far
I don't want to be a
out.
dick.
Also,
I'm not being a dick about it. It's a great step. But I'm looking at their website. It was built by, in the world of technology, their website is so far behind the time. It's ridiculous. It really is.
yeah, I agree with
It's
you on that. I don't think Bob Arum looks. He's never had a problem making money in the sport. Obviously, Lee, you're saying in the future they might have an issue, but as far as right now, Bob Arum's never
in the
had a.
future, it's an app. People are going to watch on their phones while they're at dinner. They're going to watch on their laptops. They're going to watch on their watch. They're going to watch on their Google smartphones. So
That's what.
boxing
That's
should either embrace it or get out of the way because pay per view is a dinosaur. That's the truth. Pay per view is a dinosaur. Everybody's going to have apps for TV. You're telling me you wouldn't pay $20 a month not to have a commercial?
I'm gonna tell you,
Watch
I don't want to watch my
TV.
phone on my. I don't want to watch Mayweather Pacquiao live on a watch. I don't even want to watch it on my phone.
I get that. I get that. But an iPad at dinner?
No, I mean Lee,
Oh,
these are
you're
Super
wrong.
Bowls. You don't watch
If
this. You
you're
do
not
not
sitting,
watch the Super Bowl on the
ringside.
iPad. No, you don't.
Well, no, I have a 100-inch TV that's a smart TV that runs on apps,
Okay,
right?
okay, but that's
I'm gonna
different.
watch the WWE on their own network, right? On their basically on the internet. I'm gonna stream it through the internet. But I have a smart TV. I have a Samsung. So I'm gonna watch 100 inches in high def streamed through the internet. I don't even need cable anymore.
I get what you're saying. I
Where's the
know it.
boxing channel? Where's the boxing channel?
Well,
Where is
boxing's
it at?
everywhere. What do you mean? Where's the boxing?
Wait, you
PBC
mean
has
there's a boxing app channel? You're telling me I could sit down
no, but
on
I'm
my
telling you that
TV?
boxing's everywhere on TV right now. It was just on NBC. People just watched that. You could have watched it for free on a network.
Yeah, those people still have rabbit ears, and they're trying to figure out why their rabbit ears don't work on their old
So
black.
now what you're saying is free television is no longer good for boxing because going into this PBC thing,
Free TV isn't. You know what? Free TV isn't free. You and I both know that. You got to have a special antenna just to get free TV.
well, there you
So
go,
you're
people.
saying non-cable TV?
So
I'm
all
saying
Heyman's whole plan, people, was stupid from the very beginning because
it was
I'm telling them
free
that it
TV.
is.
Free TV should have been free internet, and he would have had millions of watchers. If he had turned, tell me if it wouldn't have been different. If Al Heyman had turned it into a streaming channel and an app for your phone for every single fight, right? Sponsored by NBC, sponsored by other things. That's fine. Let them all get their name branding. But he streamed all these fights so that you could watch them on your smart TV or you could watch them on your phone wherever you were or while you were at a Raider game where
I don't know.
I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
know.
he'd have a bigger following. And you know what? He'd have an email list. Wait, let me explain marketing. And if he did it correctly and he did it for free and you capture all their email addresses, and then when the big fights come around, I don't know if he's really got a big fight because I've seen the PBC fighters and they're all bullshit. But if he had collected every email address of everybody who watched all these fights for free, right? And sponsors that pay for it, then he'd have about 2 or 3 million names of people that were fight fans that he could email and go, hey, we've got a real fight and it's going to be an extra $10 or $20 and you pay it directly. And by the way, he'd make more than doing it on pay-per-view, streaming it on the internet and getting paid directly. You and I both know that.
Right.
That's
I know they
Bob,
use a lot of social media, Lee. I don't know how many views they're
but you
getting
and I
for
both
that.
know
But...
that at the end of the day, a Bob Arum doesn't make that much from pay-per-view. It's not that great. It's not that big a deal. That's not where the big money is.
I don't know. When you're telling me I made $8-9 million off just standing there watching someone else fight, that seems like a big deal to me.
Not in this day and age.
Oh,
Not in this day and age. Millions aren't the big deal.
well, they just did a fight
The
that
new
created
the new
billions, but
scale
I
is
guess that was
correct.
nothing either.
If you're Canelo, if you're Triple G, if you're Kovalev, if you're Ward, your goal isn't tens of millions, it's hundreds of millions.
I know,
Right?
I know Top Rank has done hundreds of millions. They're the
Oh,
ones.
I know they have.
Okay, so
I know they have.
Bob Arum
But they're not
knows what
doing a
he's
good.
doing.
I'm telling you, they've got the content and they've actually got the library, they've got the content. They could have been building up and telling stories about their fighter and showing us their undefeated guy. I'll give you an example. Bob's probably signed everybody who won an Olympic gold medal. Probably. Okay? Knowing Bob. He went out there, and if he hasn't, Oscar has. I would spend my time telling the stories of every Olympian, and I would take them out on a tour, and I'd take it across the country and let them fight scrubs for their first professional fights, and I'd put it in every city like every month. Just let them basically have sparring matches and build up every Olympic athlete. But they're not going to do that.
No, I think because when you walk into their office, they have fighters like Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, De La Hoya. When you have these types of fighters on your wall of look at who I've created, kind of don't need all the other bells and whistles that you're talking about. Now, other companies like an Al Heyman, who's young in the sport, maybe a Richard Schaefer, who's going to be stepping up and getting his own promotional company. Yeah, you can say they need to get in tune with the new fan base. But Top Rank, I think Top Rank and people like Golden Boy, even though Golden Boy does a lot through social media too, I think these guys are pretty much cemented in as some of they're the two best promotional companies the sport has. If you get a phone call by one of these guys coming out of amateurs and looking to be a pro, you're on a pretty good path starting out. So you're ahead of the game, put it that way already. So yeah, I don't know, Lee. Al Heyman, the Premier Boxing Champions. We'll see what their views did today. I'm thinking under 1 million. I just didn't hear a lot of people talking about it. I didn't. Right after the knockout happened, you go to social media, you look around to see what the chat rooms are saying, and there just wasn't a lot of noise. Hopefully that's changed right now. We're about an hour and a half after the fight. Hopefully everyone has seen the replay that I know PBC put out there immediately after that fight, and then they're going to be talking about it. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of noise on the Spence fight today either.
Check us out on iTunes, iHeartRadio.
Wait a minute. We're not done.
What?
How much time you have left?
Well, yeah,
6 minutes. Real fast.
Okay. What did I miss?
Okay. 1, Klitschko versus Fury is in jeopardy of not happening. The rematch. It looks like Klitschko's taking Fury to court. Didn't read too much up on it. I think Fury's trying to change things in the contract that they already signed. You can't do that, right? So you threaten a court date. So right now, people, I don't know if the heavyweight fight that everyone wants to see is really going to happen. 2, Lee, what happened last night? I got a little...
Well, yeah, I haven't actually watched it yet, and I've stayed off of social media. But if you want to ruin the outcome of that fight for me...
I won't ruin it. But
no, go ahead. I have it downloaded. My guess is Conor McGregor. I'll guess. You can tell me if I'm right. Okay, I legitimately do not know. For those wondering, it's 3:55 on a Sunday afternoon.
I'm sorry, bro.
No. But if it were football, we'd be at blows. Like I can't know the outcome of a football game or I can't watch it.
Right.
Fighting, pro wrestling, boxing, yeah, I can watch it again. It doesn't kill me that much. Boxing, a little bit, it's a little sketchier for me. MMA, I don't mind. I can watch it again and again. Mainly because I've done it, so I can be into it. So let me take my wild guess. Conor McGregor won.
Yes, he did.
And he beat the shit out of him, didn't he?
Back and forth. There were some very close rounds. Only, I just didn't understand how Diaz didn't try to take Conor McGregor down, even when he was bleeding like a pig. He was bleeding everywhere. I mean, the blood, it was like when he got touched, a cut happened. I don't know, Lee. I
think the biggest story that really comes out of that whole fight is what happened 2 days ago, which is Dana White being done of the Conor McGregor show. Now, look, they're probably going to book 1 million, maybe 1.5 million buys for this fight. But I'm telling you, Dana White is tired of Conor McGregor.
Lee,
tired.
Do you think there's going to be a third fight?
Of course.
See, and that's where I'm calling.
But he doesn't have a choice. It's gonna take Diaz at least 6 months to heal up. In that time span, and this is the messed up part if you follow the news, Dana White's basically said Conor McGregor's got to go back down and defend his title against Dominic Cruz. And Dominic Cruz isn't a pushover.
Right, he's a veteran.
Dominic Cruz, he's the real deal, right? For a long time on this show, Dominic Cruz and everybody around that time, I mean, for a period of time, these guys were all pound for pound the best fighters out there.
Yep.
And this isn't going to go away. Like, Conor's got to go defend. He's got to drop weight, go defend his belt, then come back up and deal with Diaz a third time because they get paid.
And that's the only reason why I think Diaz went toe-to-toe with them then. Why did Diaz go toe-to-toe with this guy?
There's the third option to all this, which is Conor now walks away from the sport and becomes a pro wrestler.
Well, I think he's too small, but all right. Pro wrestling is a different type of animal.
He'll get paid.
Yeah, for a little bit, but I don't know. Pro wrestlers, to me, I think most of their fans like that sport because you see some of the biggest guys doing the most athletic things. Like to see Conor McGregor do a flip off a table and fall on someone, it's not as special. He's hella little. Of course he can do that. But when the dude's 6'7", 300 and something pounds doing freaking these flips, I think there's a little bit more jaw dropping
what
there.
Most people don't know about Brock Lesnar. He used to do a moonsault all 7 foot of his giant ass. He used to do giant backflips off the top rope.
Undertaker walking the rope. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, no, all that stuff's crazy.
But
that's
that was a
level of athleticism.
All I'm saying, Lee, is if that was boxing, people would be screaming such bullshit this morning that I really don't see. That's all I wanted to get out there on the air. You really don't see that about this UFC fight. Although I'm standing there and I'm watching it and I'm streaming, Lee, so you don't really get a great picture, obviously, right? But what I see is a dude that is totally losing on the stand-up. He choked this guy out in 15 seconds in the first fight. As soon as he wrapped his arm around McGregor's throat, it seemed like McGregor tapped out. McGregor wanted no piece of that chokehold. Why were you standing for 5 rounds? I get all the blood, but come on, blood. It was a real big war. I get all that. Oh, WWE wrestlers bleed too. Don't act like the shit can't happen. I was very, very surprised that in the biggest fight of his life on a guy that he hates, a guy that he's already beaten easily, you decided to stand up for 5 rounds and take an ass whooping the way you did. And not like he was hurt and wiggled or nothing. He was bleeding a lot and getting punched around. Just very surprising. I swear, I think if that was boxing, you'd have a lot more fans going, I'll never pay for this, blah, blah, blah. All boxing fans love to scream fix after the fight.
But you understand that UFC fans are predominantly white males between the ages of 13 and 54 that are rednecks who are, vicariously all believe that they can fight like this. Like, this isn't boxing. Like, real dumbass white guys.
I get it.
They can all throw down MMA. because they're over at their, whatever gyms, their CrossFit gym.